Like to really go through on a routine basis. As a matter of fact, this is the way we're.
What's he asking?
He's hoping for lightning, actually.
Yes, he is. He is. I'm sure he is, but it's probably gonna strike him. He's not here.
Hold on, he's his wife.
I know they're not in shape.
In any case.
Well, the thing I like about the Monte Vista document, it states specifically that if it's been vacant for a 12-month period,
Again, it's a socialistic concept. I think our goal is not a community.
Nancy can touch you.
it says for each property acquired, each property for which acquisition was initiated but not completed, voluntary was not completed. A separate case file shall be created to include the documentation necessary to substantiate the agency's actions in compliance with urban renewal. So the acquisition list is, and this is their process. This is what I like about their document. It outlines the steps to take.
I mean, you look at.
And that is in account and record keeping, real property acquisition record keeping.
Oh, I know.
Have you read this?
No, I haven't read the whole document.
It's good.
Okay. All right.
Come on,
Let's go.
We're going out trying to find all these people.
Okay,
Every day.
Today is August the 16th.
Marshall.
I'm here too, Greg.
Here. Item number 2, approval of minutes. Everyone was provided with a, oh, by the way, I have to bring up, we are missing 2 members this evening. I did get a call earlier today from Commissioner Bolton. Due to recent surgery, she's still in recovery mode, and tonight would have been an inconvenience for her health-wise. I did receive notification from Mr. Barak last week, I believe it was, and he wasn't able to attend because of job commitments. He had blocked off last week's date for the meeting, so we rescheduled, so it was not convenient for him to be here. So both of the members that are not here tonight did contact me in advance. Sorry about that. Item number 2, approval of minutes. Everybody was provided with an advance notice of the minutes from the last meeting that occurred July 19th. You've had the opportunity to review. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Any questions, any comments, any changes? Roll call.
Blackie?
Yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrabino?
Yes.
Malani?
Yes.
Grego?
Yes. Item number 3, acceptance of the financial report. Greg, if you could elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, this has been a typical month. There isn't a whole lot of activity. We had 1 deposit and 1 check. So that's been pretty much what every month has been, except for that short period of time, well, 3 or 4 months when DOLA held up our revenue because we hadn't filed the budget. I didn't know we had to, and then I did it, and then they forgot to reactivate it. So I had it to them before their deadline, but for some reason they hadn't contacted the treasurer's office and say, okay, start issuing checks. So there was a few month period where we didn't receive the checks from the treasurer, but now we're receiving them.
Are there any questions as far as the financial report? Is there a motion?
So,
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Blackie?
yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrabino?
Yes.
Malani?
Yes.
Grego?
Yes. Item number 4, consideration of bills. And we have 1 bill to consider this evening. It's for the law firm Malcolm Murray's. There is a bill in the amount of $1,500.10.
And that will be charged against the Kip Hamden deposit.
Okay. Now, a question that I have, well, Commissioner Villani, first I'll go to you because you did have a question earlier. I said we would defer it to this point, so now it's appropriate time and your question.
Right, well, I think Nancy raised it to begin with, but, Commissioner Nancy, Commissioner Lackey. I think it's appropriate to ask what was the content, or at least a brief description of what was discussed in the phone, what the phone call. If it pertains to us, then we should know what it is. Even if it's just a very brief description of what.
There are several phone calls in there.
Over the last month, the phone calls with Malcolm Murray have been focused on the work that Anderson Analytics has been doing in terms of reviewing and assessing the financial projections that Kip Hampton gave us.
And that's fine.
And
I just think
dealing with issues like the bid, TIFs, clarification of what we're going to be looking at in the future.
But bid questions aren't in here for us.
Well, they are, but this is being paid for by the deposit that Kip Hampton put in. So this is not coming directly out of our renewal.
So my question is, I mean, those conversations, for the most part, involve the establishment of the bid. And so, does that really fall within the realm? I mean, the $20,000 was the deposit for the pre-development agreement, which basically involves us directly. But when it comes to the bid, it doesn't involve us, so the money still comes out of that same account.
This is all research and review being done for all of the financing tools they're going to be looking at, because the development agreement will address everything, including the bid, including the PIF and the TIFs. So all of that will be part of that development.
And when do we expect to hear from Anderson Analytics?
We have got the information today.
All right then, can I ask for a motion?
well, when will we be doing it?
Today.
Executive session. Okay, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the paying of the bills.
I second it.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Blackie? Yes. Matei?
Yes.
Serafino?
Yes.
Maloney?
Yes.
Grego?
Yes. Item number 4, item number 5, petitions or communications, oral or written, and Mr. Murphy did advise me, although there was no place to write down, but he did advise me that he would like to address the commission this evening, so Mr. Murphy.
Good evening, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Thomas Murphy. I think you all know me. As you know, I'm here filming, but I'm also interested in what you're doing here and if there's opportunities. I had met probably a year and a half ago with Jonathan, and through economic development, he said there was some money available. And like a lot of people here, I've had my struggles and let some maintenance go by the wayside as far as my building. But we are, I had some obstacles a year and a half ago that are just about completely gone. And so we're going to be working with the bank, and we're going to start doing the roof here probably maybe late September, early October. But there's some other things that need to be done. And so in your discussions, I thought maybe this is an opportunity. And as you're talking about buildings all through town, my family came here in November of 1981 and purchased it. And I've been working on this most of my adult life. And anything that might be available, I'll be your poster child for whatever it is that you can do. A lot of people may not realize it, but most of the interior isn't a reflection of the way it looks right now on the outside. I was born and raised to take care of whatever you have, and personally I'm embarrassed by the way my building looks right now. But you know, it all comes down to dollars. There's nothing I could do. And now that things are turning around and I can get this done, I kind of feel a little bit not responsible, but I'm one of the early people that started doing development, you know, with my property. And so anything that you guys have that might come under your umbrella, I would like to do. It's been almost 40 years of every dollar we've made and every dollar we're gonna make, I've put into it. But Jonathan had told me through economic development that there was a lot of money, and I come to find out, well, that may or may not have been true. I even have, the application here for it. And so if you guys are gonna do anything like this, I don't know if it's still on his computer or Greg has it or whatever, but I have the applications if they're still on his computer. So if you guys, if this is something that you're gonna do, the applications, you just gotta change the name from, economic development to urban renewal. So, being at all these meetings, I see plenty of opportunities. Whatever you have, if I qualify, I will do whatever it is I need to do. So,
What do you need money for, Tom?
well, actually the bank and I are working things out. We're gonna get the roof done this. So,
We're looking for
sometimes
poster children.
that's me. I'm happy to do it, but I just take a great deal of pride in this building. Anybody that's been in it, you've been in it. I mean, it's really fabulous. But I walk by it and I'm just, broken up that I let it get this bad. But the circumstances of what happened in this community, for a lot of us over the years, it's been debilitating. So whatever you guys can do, it is a good tool. So I know you guys are kind of questioning what your role is, but big or large, it doesn't matter, because there's big businesses and there's little businesses like me, and I'll take whatever I can get because I put everything that I have into this community. So whatever you can do for me, let me know. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. All right. Item number 6, old business. We're gonna come up to it. It may be something for interest, Tom. Facade improvement policy and program. We've had this on the table a few times, and we've gone to several revisions on it. I think, Greg, you went ahead and made corrections to all
I
those.
corrected the one on the architectural review, so it reflects what actually will be done instead of what I thought it was.
Everybody's had an opportunity to review it and look for and compare it to what we've had in the past. Do we feel we're at that point where we want to bring it to the table for adoption?
I don't have anything else to add. One thing, did lien waivers get in here, Greg?
Lien waivers,
Mhm.
I don't think so.
That would be the only thing, that lien waivers need to be provided prior to payment to contractors.
Yep, that's one of the things you brought up.
Lien waivers must be provided prior to payout of program funds,
Yeah.
so make that 14. Is that okay?
Yeah, I just think it needs to be, yeah.
I can get that, and you can approve it with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, do you wanna go ahead and say contingent upon adding item number 14, which relates to lien waivers? We'll put that in there and have it, send you a copy of it, and I'll put my name to it.
Well, I would like to ask a question. Is it important to, as far as this program, to find out if there are any liens on the building?
Well, there probably, if they've got any loans out there, be liens on the building.
But I mean, mechanical liens and,
Title work, maybe? need a title commitment before?
Or just a lien search. I'm just asking, does that have any value for us as far as investing in the program? And I'm not sure if it does, so I'm just asking the question.
I know, I'm thinking about that. But since you're requiring lien waivers at the end, I imagine it would affect it.
Well, then it wouldn't matter, they would all have to be satisfied with whatever is out there.
Yeah, pre-existing or not.
Well, I mean, it makes a difference to us. Is it appropriate for us to invest in a building that has a bunch of liens against it? And what kind they are?
Not meaning a mortgage or a property loan,
Right,
but
not
mechanical liens.
Mechanical liens, or, there can be a variety of things. And I don't know if it makes a difference for us to invest $10,000 into it. It's just a question.
Well, but you're not going to. Right? If you say that you want the lien waivers, say they fix up the building and then something crops up somewhere. The worst case scenario is you have a building that looks better than it did, liens or not. I think the whole idea here is to get a building fixed up, to be more presentable than it is. And so if that be the case, yeah, that's a problem, and maybe that's my short way of thinking. But the worst case scenario is you have a building that got fixed up. It has other positives.
That's
That's a
fine.
good point.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's got that problem, it's got that potential for problem, but at the same time, I mean, you got to where you got, and now you're gonna give them money, but they said, well, yeah, I can't prove that I don't have lien waivers.
Yeah.
They're sitting on a fixed up building, we don't have any money out.
But you can check for lien waivers prior to the work starting.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Is checking to see if there were any mechanical, what kind of liens were against the building.
Yeah, if we
To
put
see
that in
if it's
there,
a viable investment.
I guess here's my question. So if you find there is a mechanical lien, then is that automatic turn down for the
No,
application?
But say you find 5 of them, then what?
Well, if our lien is number 6, our lien would be the one, or our facade bills would be the only bills paid. We're not gonna pay up the chain.
I understand that. And this is just the practical part of the saying, okay, I have 5 liens, mechanical liens against me. I don't, but say I do. Okay.
Someone does.
Someone they came to us with wanting to participate in the facade program. Okay, and they have maybe 5 or 10 liens against them, mechanical liens against them. What does that tell you about that person?
They don't pay their bills?
Oh. Yeah.
But this particular facade program is funded by us upon delivery, and you can ask the contractor to give you a signed mechanical lien, which says, I have worked and completed this job, and here is my bill. That bill goes to the city or to us for payment.
Up to
$10,000.
Up to 10,000.
Right. He can't bring us a bill from another contractor who did work prior to our work.
No, that's not right. I'm not articulating well here. I'm just saying, hey, if he didn't pay it, all right, so now we have a contractor, we've paid our portion of it, but the person that owns the building now is not gonna pay. Is that?
But we have what we came into it for. We have a building that has been fixed up, or it presents a better appearance now.
And so if the building goes to sale, or if they sell the building, then because it's now fixed up, then all those other liens will be satisfied.
Right.
But our concern with the mechanics lien if we're requesting it, is that for the money that we're going to allot, that there's no mechanics liens associated with that.
After our work.
After our work, all that other stuff is really not within our concern. I mean, that might be something that's their history, their character, whatever else. But by us requiring the lien waiver is only because we want the money that, just like if you get a loan on a piece of real estate or you know, while I understand all the points that are being made, but the fact of it is that the mechanics lien that we're after is to make sure that there's no mechanics lien, that they've spent the money that we're going to give, otherwise they won't pay those people. I think those other liens are a different matter.
Right, I agree.
So then, the question is based upon adding clause number 14 related to this, making sure that there's a lien waiver before we advance funds, would that be acceptable to put this on the table for a motion? Is there a motion?
I'll move that we accept the facade program with, as written, with the addition of item 14, lien waivers.
I second it.
Motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? You'll add that in there and then,
Distribute it, that we need to then.
and if there are no negative comments on it or anybody's not, we'll sign off on it. All right. Roll call.
Aki?
Yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Carabino?
Yes.
Valani?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes. Item number 7, report by Executive Director.
I think I've addressed everything.
Yes. Item number 8, reports by Commissioners. I have nothing, but I think we want to make sure that we mention what our next meeting date is, so everybody has their calendars. I think Nancy, you said last month you won't make next month, right?
Well, if it's, what is the second
It'll be
Thursday?
the second, it'll be September the 13th.
No, I won't be there. But you can carry on without me, I'm sure.
It's going to be hard, but we'll do it.
I'm sure.
September the 13th, the next regularly scheduled meeting, 6 p.m. Item number 9, new business.
I would like to throw out a way outside of the box kind of thing, and I'm starting from not where we are right here, but from a broader perspective, okay? And based on what I did during my life and my career and whatnot at the college for 32 years, but I think what we do in this community is spend an awful lot of time dealing in minutia and whatnot with many organizations having different visions and approaches and goals and so on and so forth. And I would really like to see us, not us, but collectively as a community, okay, county commissioners, city councils and so on and so forth, sit down and really try to put together a master plan of where we would like to go and how we would like to get there. And how we all, whether it be this organization or the Chamber's organization or whatever it is, having some guidance and working toward common goals and achievements. I think we tend to focus on minutia with the expectation and the hope that we will get a big picture from them. And I think it's really truly that. I mean, we can agree on all kinds of things like prosperity and safety and so on and so on and so forth, retention of our youth and so on and so forth. We got so many organizations, everybody trying to go their particular direction. And we don't have any real leadership out there to say, here's where we want to go as a community, and I think as a region. We in Huerfano and Los Alamos County ought to be doing a lot of stuff together to try to create an energy that is unique to this area, that nobody else has. And use that then in terms of economic development, retention of our youth, and so on and so on and so forth. I think we've got it backward in a lot of ways. We go from from detail to the big picture, with the hope maybe we can get something out of that, as opposed to asking those leaders that we have, who are elected, voted for people, to say, where do we wanna go? And I think there are givens that everybody wants, because as a person who lives in the county and whatnot, it's so hard, and I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, I'm throwing out suggestions. I've been here 81 years, okay? And I've seen a lot of stuff go on, and it's a wonderful, marvelous kind of place and whatnot. But we sit here and we go through processes because of individualized goals and whatnot. I mean, one of my pet peeves, if you will, we sit here and we want economic development and so on and so on. We have an industrial park. You got the industrial park, and I was just there again today and whatnot. And you look at the darn thing, and you've got, I don't know how many acres of old gas well pumps sitting out there in economic development. At the same time, we can't put a program together that says the college has got probably the premier gunsmithing program in the country, and we can't even get a gunsmithing operation out there. And it just seems like our balance is all out of whack here in terms of what we're trying to achieve. And we're very happy to put all those old pumps out there, which turns anybody off, but we can't do a program for gunsmithing. That goes to Raton, and so on and so forth. And it's because we just can't get together and work together, trying to achieve some real, fairly precise goals and objectives. And I don't mean things like 2 jobs at a such and such thing, but I'm talking about prosperity and retention of our youth and those kind of bigger goals that we just ignore. We let our youth keep going away and whatnot. And we can't forget things that happened 200 years ago because my dad and your dad didn't get together. We really need to set a different kind of tone and tenor to get us all in motion, working together. We've got so much to offer. When you go to cities and you look and you say, why would I ever want to live in a place like this? And we've got gorgeous everything down here. And we just don't put it together. We don't work together to try to achieve anything in a common fashion.
All right, thank you, John. Item number 10, we have a executive session. Do I have a motion?
I move to go into executive session for the purpose of negotiations concerning an economic development incentive.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And we need
The motion, there's a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Lucky?
yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrapino?
Yes.
Galani? Yes. Grego?
Yes.
Is he gonna come out and vote?
No.
No vote?
No.
Okay. Give me a couple minutes, I'll be out of your hair.
And Tom, on that matter you brought up,